So the two books I ordered, the ones I was talking about in my first video, the two Greek books, they just came about a week and a half ago. I was going to do a video earlier, but I actually got a job during the same time. I'm working Monday to Friday for about 38 hours, which also means, as I was talking about in my first video, I'll have less time to study. I decided to sacrifice reading. I'm going to be doing very little, if no reading, over the course of the next, well, just for the foreseeable future. And with Latin, I actually just bought two books that came yesterday. Two smaller books that I can take to work with me, and I can do it during my breaks, which means I'm still getting some Latin in. I'm still studying that a bit, I'm still reading it, but as I said, to a lesser extent. So in terms of in the house, probably about 80 to 90% of my time in terms of study and reading is solely going to be focused on Greek. So I'm hoping to get, despite the lack of time I have, again, Monday to Friday, 38 hours I'm working, plus the time walking there and back, and I'm also doing volunteering on the Sunday and Saturday. I should still be able to get at least 2 hours or something a day of Greek. Anyway, with that being said, we should look at them. In terms of the dictionary, it's a lot smaller than I thought it would be, significantly smaller. As you can see, there's only 20,000 Greek words and phrases in it, but I'm actually happy with that. I prefer kind of smaller pocket dictionaries to like big thesauruses, because rather than having an endless list of words, you have something that's much more small, more condensed. So you have, say, the 16,000 or 18,000 most used words, most common words, which makes it easier to find things, rather than just having thousands, if not tens of thousands, of useless words that are very rarely going to come up. Almost everything in the book is going to be of use to you. So you can flip to any page and most of the words will be at least somewhat relevant. So yeah, I like that. Plus, because it is smaller, I can just put this in my pocket, I can take it with me anywhere I want to go. Compared to a bigger dictionary, which again is not only full of a lot of stuff that I wouldn't really be interested, at least in the starter stage. I can't take that with me if it's so many thousands of pages long. This is only, what does it say, page number? Oh, I can't tell. I don't know, but I'd say about 300 to 400 pages, maybe 350. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. That's really excellent. The same goes for some other book. This one, Introduction to Attic Greek. As you can see, this one's definitely a lot bigger. It's about the same page size though. There's the back of it, the explanation. Some parts of this, to some extent, it's similar to the two Latin books I got, the little series of Introduction to Latin. They're not by the same author, the same company, it's completely different, but it's a similar kind of style. However, this one is more extensive. For example, it starts out, obviously, with, if I can just get to it, the pronunciation. So you've got the full Greek alphabet there, how to pronounce each word, how to pronounce all the vowels, combinations of letters. Probably the main difference between this and the two Latin ones I got is the explanations are significantly bigger. As you can see, there's a lot of English in all of these pages. The introduction is really good as well. And at the end of each unit, I forget how many units there are, but at the end of each unit, if I can just get to the end of unit 9, yeah, there's a, I've skipped it, but there's a vocabulary section at the end of each unit. Compared to the Latin book I got, there was only vocabulary at the end of the book, the very end. This also has a vocabulary list of every word in the book, but it's nice to have a kind of, again, much like the dictionary, shortened down, so you just get the vocabulary for each unit. The exercises also seem to be a lot more extensive than the Latin book. the Latin book had reading as well as written exercises, but so does this. It's got reading, written, but they seem to be more extensive. There you go, you've got writing Greek. You probably have writing English at the other side of it. Yeah, translate each into English. And obviously as you go further along, so explain some of the more difficult grammar, the exercises will get more difficult. See if I can get to one further down to back it. There you go, some of the text is starting to get a bit longer. This is also a good deal bigger than the two Latin ones that I had. I'd say all in, combining both of the books to just this one series, one book, they're about the same size, but this one's a bit more extensive. You've just got verb tables, noun tables at the back of it. So I can just get back to some of the exercises. And that's the noun tables again. Yeah, there's your vocabulary list there. So you've got Greek on one side, English on the other. It's giving you a few different definitions as well. Here's some of the reading exercises. So yeah, I'm happy with both books. Both definitely exceed my expectations. Again, with the Greek dictionary, I thought it'd be a lot bigger, a lot more extensive, a lot bulkier, harder to take around. With this, I was expecting, if not the same as the Latin book, probably slightly worse quality because it's a paperback, but it's actually better. Not miles better, not leaps and bounds better, but again, you've got vocabulary in the feature exercise, you've got the explanations for each unit, the English explanations for the grammar are a lot more extensive than the Latin book, and the exercise also seem to be more extensive. So yeah, just a quick kind of introduction, first impression. I'm really happy with both of them. I'm also going to decide to record the hours that I'm going to put into it, so up to 1,000 hours I'm looking at. So say I get to 100, I'll do a video on it. If I get to 250 hours, similarly I'll do a video, 500, and then eventually to 1,000. Just a short video explaining my progress in the language. So that should be good. But yeah, in terms of first impressions, I've had this for a week and a half, but I've only looked at it. I've only had a little look at it. I haven't done any of the exercise. All I've really focused on is the pronunciation guide. So as much as I've been able to explain it, look over it a bit, there's probably a lot in it that I've not explained in the video because I've simply not gotten to it. But again, as we go on, as we get to so many hours, eventually getting to 1,000 hours, possibly further, depending, I should be able to explain not only the book but just the subject a lot more thoroughly. But yeah, I think I'll just close off now. Really happy with both of them, both excellent books.